Teddy Teddy Rich, thank you so much for the super chat. Put Mary dropped 8 deep. We should have just ran crossing routes or dropped Corum out the backfield. Y'all want to do this? Okay, cool. We'll do this. And I had flashbacks to 2 years ago while we were running 2nd and 7.
Well, you know
Yeah,
what? You know what
I mean,
what I noticed. Let me comment on that real quick.
sure.
Especially coming out the halftime, it when Harbaugh gets uncomfortable and when he wants to get control of the game, he goes very, very run heavy because in his mind, it's very clear. It's like we need to assert our dominance. We need to take control. And I felt like I had to go back and look at the play sequence, but they ran 6 or 7 straight running plays before they passed to start the second half. But they went 3 and out, if I'm not mistaken, their first possession the second half or something like that, and they were all running plays. And I felt that was Harbaugh. Like, look, let's just try to do what we do. We know that we can run a football on them. Let's do that, trying to wear them down, and maybe we'll open it back up again. I think that this is Harbaugh's thing. That's his comfort zone. That's his MO. While all else fails, we're going to run the football. We're going to wear out the defense, the other team's defense, give our defense a break, and then things will open up from there. I think that's his forte. That's what he does, you know.
So Slade, the expectation says, well, which is it, host? Is Maryland better or is Michigan worse? Dre, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think Maryland's better. I've seen.
And you're not saying Maryland is better than Michigan. You're saying Maryland is better than what we thought they were.
Right. Maryland is better. Okay. Exactly. Maryland's better than what we thought they were. Maryland is definitively better than they were last year. Now, I'm not sure if Michigan is worse than they were last year. I think they're different. They're obviously different. And we talked about that going back to this past offseason. They were not going to win with the exact same formula that they won last year because the makeup of their roster is different. The makeup of their more seasoned and more important players is different. So they're going to have to win a little bit differently this year. So now, rather, can Michigan do that? Can they have the same or better results while having a different formula? We will see. If they don't, if it's evident that they can't, then I would say they are worse this year. But I'm not exactly sure yet. That's still playing itself out. But I've seen enough from Maryland to say they're definitely better.
Yeah, and that would be my thought. Like, yes, Maryland is better, but the point isn't is Maryland better or Michigan worse. The point is we were here Wednesday, and the chat was full of 47-10, 40. Like, you know what I mean? The chat was full of blowout talk. That's the point. And yes, there was someone had mentioned like, JJ missed a couple deep throws, and if they hit that, the game's different. Correct. But also too, there's teams. I'm sure Texas A&M is thinking it had, X, Y, and Z happen, we wouldn't have lost to App State, right? But you did. So you know what I mean? Like you just got to live with what you have, like the actual information that you have. So it is what it is at the end of the day. Like I said, I don't think it's anything to panic about. But as last week we said, Michigan has things to work on, and this week is no different. Michigan has things to work on, and it doesn't matter if Michigan did win 47-10 today. They would still have things to work on. Like you know what I mean? It never changes.
And guess what? We will bring it up. I think some people are like, don't bring up the things you need to work on. Just talk about the good. Look, no. Our job is to come in here and talk about what we see, both good and bad. And we're going to do that regardless, guys. It doesn't mean that we're saying all is lost. I still think Michigan's in a really good position. But you know what? Today was a learning day. I'm glad that they had a day. In fact, I texted this. Now, it was a little bit more of a test than I wanted, that I bargained for. But
are we going to get a freaking test? So you basically texted me that right after the fumble, and then Michigan throws, as a touchdown in like 2 seconds.
Yes. So I'm like, all right, come on, Maryland, please. We want a little bit of a test today. Now you're beating yourselves already with like that. It's like, no, I wanted a test because I wanted to learn more about this team. I think this team needs to learn more about itself. Right. So today there is definitely good in how today's game played out.
Yes.
But if it did play out this way, we have to discuss the reasons why.